Hello, everybody, and welcome to the South Park Phone Destroy Weekly Update for Week 6. We are the latest I think we've ever started, and because of that, we are going to be as quick as we can be. So we're going to jump right into these games. We're only going to watch a few, but we're going to start with Flustered Cuck, Moody Buckets, my 5th alt account, I would say, going up against Ludson from Cripple Fright, 8K. Pretty good account, good player, who knows. Space Warrior in the corner, not a terrible lead. I decided to slow play a little bit here and get the Bar Brady on my side. Leading your Bar Brady like that isn't terrible. This was kind of ballsy with my Inuit, but I have my Psalm ready to attack anything that he puts. If he put his Inuit out, maybe I just let him kill my Inuit. Okay, he whiffs the Dar. That's trouble. That's trouble for him. I didn't have my Dar yet, so I couldn't use it. But because he whiffed that Dar, we're going to use this advantage here. Get the Robin on the Psalm. This is a big threat here. One of his main threats, the Bar Brady, is down. Lava just wasn't the choice this week. I mean, look at this. What does Lava do? Nothing. Nothing. Lava doesn't do anything. All right. I have a little bit of an energy lead here, so I'm going to push the issue with the Space Warrior on the bottom side. Just going to use the Psalm immediately just to try to see if we can get another one maybe. All right, well done here. Freeze Ray here, or even maybe a Poison potentially. The Freeze Ray, there you go. See, the Lava didn't even stop me. Freeze Ray is way better. Although that wasn't the choice. It was Freeze Ray versus... No, it was Lava versus... Anybody remember what Lava was? Purify or something? No, was it Poison? No, it was Poison, Lava, Purify, Freeze Ray. That's what it was. So yeah, they chose... Yeah, Poison, I mean, Poison was okay. I didn't find too many uses for it, but there was a few times when, after a Psalm Blast, you could use Poison on, you know, Bebe and Gunslinger or something like that and kill them. So it got pretty good value. And if you did it right, you could get value from the... If you did it right, you could get value on the Inuit or something like that. Always play your units behind Bar Brady so that if he pushes them, although Bar Brady doesn't push Bar Brady back because they kind of go back and forth. Still kind of the same concept. All right, feel pretty good shape here. Santa versus Slave. After thinking about it, I think Santa probably was the choice to pair with Psalm for shit like this. I didn't even have to use that blast there. Wait. Oh, it was the Bar Brady. I was like, what the hell killed Robin? I was like, where did that unholy combustion come from? Bar Brady killing me. All right, here's a good freeze. We're gonna wait till we get the cocks and then use the freeze. I like it. I like it. Ooh, interesting choice. Interesting choice. We actually didn't need to do that, I don't think. I think the cock was going to take it regardless. All right, let's do one more. We got Spaced from Mercawana. What's up, Dodge? What's up, Jimmy? What's up, Savage? What's up, Blackstar? Blackstar, go to bed. What's up, Sea Urchin? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to have you guys here. Did I miss anybody? No, I didn't. Glad to have you here so late. Wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up. This is mostly just to get the recording down for YouTube tomorrow. What's up if you're coming from YouTube? If you're watching on YouTube tomorrow, what's up, future? Is the world done yet? Did we end it? Did we end it all? Is Trump president again yet? What's going on? How's the future? You have a doctor's appointment at 7:30 tomorrow? Like a.m.? Jeez, get the fuck out of here. That's a bad Leanne, if you ask me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this one cock to rule them all. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Beautiful play. Now, I just want to let you guys know, I set that up way back here. The moment he played Leanne, I was like, dude, he's going to literally get one cock. He's going to get literally just Leanne, and I'm going to gunslinger this cock. I had this plan the whole time. And the timing ended up working out perfectly. And then you don't even have to use the Space Warrior. You hit him once, and then you use it. Oh, we lost it to the Psalm. Too bad. What up, Dodge? Should be trucking again. Oh, nice. Hopefully we can kill him before he gets his ability up. No, either way, he's dead, though. Not bad. Good time to Dark Angel. I thought Barbrady was really the only Dark Angel target. Every once in a while, Santa was a decent choice, or maybe even Sam. But I think the Leanne thing is just too risky. Barbrady, just that extra damage, extra health, just way better in my opinion. And then, in my opinion, after they dar their Barbrady, then you play Sorceress Leanne on theirs. Unless you kind of get, it kind of depends on. I should have waited for that. Take a couple of the poison ticks. I always use that too early because I'm thinking, oh, I need to get this extra health. But I guess in that case, I'm not sure what would have ended up happening. Because you see, you get that extra blast too. Like, it's just so good. Then you Leanne after their Barbrady's gone. And it's like, what are they going to do? Okay, good poison here. That means the Sam's gonna kill the Gunslinger. We're gonna wait on it though. I pretty much just used it right there to keep Sam away from my Leanne. Ends up working perfectly there. So that's like fucking pro level here. If I wouldn't have used Sam, he would have been, or I guess he would have stopped it. Maybe the Leanne would have kept me from it either way. I don't know. It would kind of depends on how he played the Leanne. Oh, look at this shit. Love that. Love that Robin tweak. Oh my lord, beautiful play. I fucking bodied this guy. I feel bad after watching this. Jesus. Purified the fucking freeze and everything. Like I think I did every single little thing that you could do well in this game. I did it. Like I had everything perfectly countered for everything that he did. It's crazy. And even the beginning with the cock and it's just like, that was great. Although I will say one time, I don't know if it's in a game that we show here, I let my unit hit Inuit once because I knew it wouldn't kill him, and then I played poison on it, and the poison killed the Inuit and saved my unit. That was pretty sick too. That was pretty sick too. All right, so Santa lead, not the best, but not terrible. Santa versus Barbrady lead, it kind of just depends on what you cycle into. If you get your Sam with the Santa, it can be pretty deadly. I'm trying to think of where to play this so that Gunslinger won't end up getting blown up by Barbrady. That was that thought there. I didn't like the Dark Mage this week. It was, it had a few targets. I mean, you could kill Inuit with it. You could kill Sam with it. You could kill boosted CKI with it. That was just Gunslinger coming in clutch with that Barbrady. Booyah. Booyah. That was, I whiffed the Dar, but at least we got Gunslinger. Oh no, the whiffed Dar. Will we be able to come back from that huge noob mistake? The Leanne might be able to help us. All right, should be able to kill her. The thing I like about Leanne is that she's not like a worthless unit. She does pretty decent damage, so you can't just like fuck off about her. Like she'll kill some bitches, you know? Like right here. Now you have to play another unit to deal with her. So this week was all about like the push-pull of the counter plays for the combos that were available. Inuit to deal with their Leanne, just like you saw there, to deal with something that got Robin tweaked, to deal with Stan of Many Moons potentially, to deal with CKI potentially. Stan was there to deal with the backline mostly. Also a fairly good counter to Canadian Night Ike. So like if they played Canadian Night Ike, you play Sam in the corner, you'll probably kill him. Now we're just gonna style on him. Fucking style bender this fight. Ooh, that's a good play. See what I mean? That's a good play. Tried to heal through it, but unfortunately didn't get enough health. Robin tweaking 2 abilities isn't enough. But now we feel safe with the Sam because he used the dark. What's his butt? See, then he used that though. I mean, that's like not the worst thing ever, but when it doesn't kill him, if his Dark Mage was 6, not Dark Mage, I would say Dark Mage for that card. Dwarf King. If his Dwarf King was 6, like maybe he would have killed my guy, and it wouldn't have really changed anything, you know? But see, this is what I mean. You see how Barbrady's able to knock her back and get closer and closer and closer to New Kid? And so that when he does die, he'll blow up. That is why you always play. So in this case, he should have played his... Well, I guess in this case, he had to play. Well, right here he could have played. Oh, I guess he had already played it. He probably has no energy. I guess he's kind of fucked up. Not much he could do. But you always want to try to play it so that she'll get at least pushed back into New Kid. But you see just the value, like, almost takes the next bar too. Like, that's just a lot. That's a lot. Good game though. It's if somebody's a good player and has decent levels, it's hard to get 3 bars on this one because it's so easy to play easy heavy counters. All right, we got one more for you. Another over on Definitely Not Glanzer. I don't know why I have this one, but it looks like it was a fun match. All right, the CKI comes out with the Robin, so it's not really. It wasn't really a combo that threatened me, honestly. I didn't feel threatened by the CKI at all. Because I was just like, it's not hard to do a lot of damage this week very quickly. And it's not hard to kind of stall the CKI to be able to do much. I mean, you have 3 tanks. Barbrady, Leanne deals with them. I just didn't think CKI was really a threat. So, in my opinion, I think if I were to repick the deck from last week, I would have picked Monkey over CKI. I still would have had Robin Tweak, just Robin Tweak. Like you saw me, Robin Tweak Som was a really good one. I think in one game I Robin Tweak Gunslinger, and that was actually fucking legendary because you couldn't kill him, and I had the boost constantly. It was awesome. I beat off constantly. All right, we're just gonna get the boost again. Oh, I like it. Play the Leanne out. I let his Som get too much value there. That was a mistake. I honestly I don't even think I saw the hanky come out. But Dar sitting back there, level 4, actually still quite a good unit. I was hoping that because I used my ability right there, the Leanne would fuck off and attack the Dar, and then my CKI would streak forward, but you gotta, this is why Leanne is curious sometimes. Those cocks can be pretty deadly still. Like, you see them taking pretty much the full bar. If that was a level 6 cock on the bottom side, would have made it. So see, you see here again, he puts all his energy into this CKI, and then I just play a couple cards, and there's no way he can kill the Inuit now. Inuit's gonna light him up. He doesn't have to kill the Inuit. Inuit just fucking outpaces his damage and the health that he can get, especially if you have level 4 or 5 Inuit. It's not even like I have like a level 5 Inuit kicking his ass. It's a level 4 Inuit. Lava, terrible card. That's what I was pointing out with my mouse right there. Gunslinger, a lot of fun. I wish Gunslinger was a little better in ladder. He plays the hanky before the Som. Big mistake there, obviously. And here again, we play the Robin. This was actually a bit of a mistake there, but at this point, I was pretty sure I had the lead. I didn't think that the Som would kill the Gunslinger. Whoops. Or the Robin, sorry. But look at that. I think the cock might come. 86, we might get it. Oh, no, I guess he's gonna die first. Or I should have tried to kill her. Good poison. Guy played well though for his rank. He didn't have like full levels, but he didn't have bad levels either. Just like 1 or 2 missing from that, and I didn't really have a huge level advantage on that account. I did have a huge level advantage on a couple of my other accounts, which is why we are not watching those, because it's just boring. But if you want to check them out, they are on YouTube right now, so head on over there and check them out. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, it's the video previous. Probably be up in the corner there somewhere. Somewhere up in the corner. Will magically appear now. Ding. I'll probably not do that. Probably forget to do that. But we're going to move right along into the deck choices for next week. I've taken a gander at these already to kind of make this go a little bit quicker. And so we will breeze through this as quickly as possible. If you want more in-depth information on deck choices, make sure you check out the Patreon every week. Links are in the description. We have Mimsy versus Maxie. Maxie is the choice. Mimsy's just not good enough. Maxie, heal, more health, better. There's no real removal. DSR, easy to play around. Maxie's the choice all day long. Right here, Freeze Dougie. Power Fist, is that what it was? Freeze Dougie from Sci-Fi is the choice. Barrel Dougie does do that more damage on the first hit, but that freeze can be very deadly if they put something like Mackie out or something like that to defend. So definitely worth the freeze. Starvin' Marvin versus Elf King Bradley. I do think Elf King Bradley pairs pretty well with quite a few cards. Belf, Mecha, and Kite, BHK. I mean, honestly, all of the range pair fairly well with him. As well as you could boost that with the Mackie kind of in the same vein, so interesting. But the Starvin' Marvin, there's only a few cards to deal with them. If they have Inkin, obviously it'll be easy to deal with them, but other cards could make it harder. I would say Starvin' Marvin's kind of like maybe not a threat because you can put Stan the Great out as well. And you can put Stan the Great out to kind of stop the Mimsy damage, the Starvin' Marvin damage, and then, you know, the slow damage from the Bell for the Mecha won't really matter as much. So I think Bradley is the choice. I mean, when New Kid only has a few hundred health and you can get like Mecha attacking him from pretty far away, I think that's the better choice from Elf King. Also, Elf King level, not quite as impactful as the Starvin' Marvin, and who knows who has Starvin' Marvin leveled, right? So I would say Elf King, but you might see some Starvin' Marvins around, so I would definitely say, you know, think about that. But I would be more worried about, you know, playing behind New Kid and letting them play Mecha Elf King, you know, and take the bar on you. Mackie versus Stan the Great. You guys all know I love Stan the Great. Mackie will be brutal on defense this week, but Stan the Great is brutal on defense the whole game. Like the whole globally. So I think Stan the Great edges this out for me because one, he's a slightly cheaper in a deck where we have, you know, 1 6 cost, 1 5 cost forced on us, and then a lot of 4s, a couple of possibly 5s depending on what you pick. So yeah, I think Stan the Great's really good. Also, Stan the Great mitigates BHK boost. Stan the Great slows down the potential of the Sizzler. Stan the Great plus DSR makes the pushes literally do no damage for a while. Stan the Great paired with the stun of the Professor Chaos. You do that at the right time and you can really mitigate damage. You could be pushing on offense with Stan the Great, and if they try to sneak a Dougie on the backside, Stan the Great can slow down the Dougie damage. It's just all around better. I think he removes the Mackie boost as well. If you didn't know that, Stan the Great actually removes boosts as well. Not only does he lower attack, he removes boosts, including Ninju, all that type of stuff. So I'd say Stan the Great, mostly because it helps with the Sizzler too, but because we will see Sizzler, because I think there's enough damage and other avenues where it's not going to be that big of a deal to just deal with a tank. So you might not need DSR, and the Sizzler might come in handy. But I will say most people will probably go DSR because you technically don't have to upgrade them as much. Upgrade her, excuse me. And she's just easier, you know, in this game for sure. Like, she's got a clear target in Maxie and Osimo. If you or Murph as well. If you tag both of them with 1 DSR, like that's so much value. But at the same time, Sizzles on a low New Kid, little bit less impactful now after the nerf, but he's still a brutal force to be reckoned with. So I would edge out to DSR just because I wouldn't want to lose to some dummy who plays Maxie Osimo mid and I just don't have the right cards at the right time. DSR I think is going to help you with that. DSR technically could help deal with Sizzler as well, so counters him. DSR helps deal with, I mean, you can use it on a push a bunch of small shit too. So in a pinch you could use it on fucking Starvin' Marvin, I guess, but you wouldn't want to. Who are the other people? I've got a couple of free-to-play whales like LaForest and other people lined up where if the Patreon starts to kick off and we need more people to do more reviews, we can. Because obviously, if I had 20 people every month that wanted to do stuff, I wouldn't be able to do it all myself, right? So that's the idea of that. But yeah, I like the DSR. I could probably get good value on Sizzler, but I like the DSR this week. I do like the Starvin' Marvin, because we were playing Starvin' Marvin on ladder, and we were doing pretty well with him, especially if you know the enemy deck. But I would just say there's just too many range cards. Professor Chaos hits him. You can poison him. You can freeze him. You can lower his damage. You can stun him. You can lower his health. I just think Starvin' Marvin has too much counters. And even though it's only a 3 cost, the upward cost or the upward value that you get from this guy when you have big tanks out there like Maxie and stuff like that, that's going to be. And with him out, with Elf King Bradley, that is, with him out, none of your range will be in DSR range. So they'll only hit the tanks. So that's interesting. Mecha versus Inuit, I would say, is probably the biggest discussion this week. Second biggest discussion, probably this slot. Third biggest, probably this one. Fourth biggest, probably this one. The rest of them are probably chosen all on their own. So, Mecha versus Incan. I like the Incan. I like running the Incan at 5, Stand the Great at 3. Otherwise, the better choice is probably Mecha at 4 or Mackie at 4, because then you're a really defensive, safe deck. But I like the Incan to like deal with Starvin' Marvin, deal with Kite, deal with BHK, deal with Chunk Sizzler. It's fairly good to kill Chunk Sizzler and hit a range. Kill Mecha that got poisoned, or kill Mecha that got hit by DSR, or quite a few options there. I like what Incan can potentially kill this week, like quite a bit. But Mecha is just so consistently good. There's no real removal for her. There's a lot of stuff that can protect her. It's hard, but in my eyes, I could see myself outplaying somebody that has Mecha by using my Incan to kill his Mecha, which is going to be the hardest thing to do this week, is going to be to kill Mecha, in my mind. The only other way to kill Mecha, DSR and Poison, DSR and Professor Chaos, I guess it depends on the levels. But with that Incan, it'd be easier. So that's why I lean on that. Also, it makes you want to pick the Stand the Great for that cheaper cost. But I think either way, either choice, I feel like I'd feel pretty safe. But that Incan I feel like the Incan just kind of saves you from, just like the DSR potentially saves you from just shitty hands. The Incan could potentially save you from that. But you can play Mecha anytime. Incan is situational, but there's so many cards that you can play anytime. You can play Maxie pretty much anytime. You can play Osmo pretty much anytime. You can play the Belfs pretty much anytime. I guess, the Assassins are all situational. Yeah, Mecha's probably a good choice. Bebe or Belf versus Robo Bebe. I'd say Belf's the choice, just a better unit. Robo Bebe, there's not really anything for either of them to stack on, but if Belf happens to get a couple stacks and she survives Incan Blast or something like that, it can be really impactful. So I think that's an obvious choice. Murph versus Osimo. There's a lot of kids out here, and Murph could deal with them all. I would say Murph doesn't deal with enough of the stuff that's troubling to me. Stuff that could be troubling to me would be a really good Mackie push, which this doesn't stop at all. Or Mackie defense, I guess. Someone getting really good value with Mecha, and someone getting really good value with Sizzler. Those are kind of the biggest threats to me. And Murph does not stop the Sizzler. Murph does, and I think the issue that I have with Murph mostly is that he's easy to misplay, because when you if you think, I have my ability and I'm just gonna rush to his new kid, most of the time that's gonna benefit him, because Murph does not do a lot of damage, even to level 14 new kid. Level 14 new kid, obviously more damage, but Murph just doesn't just doesn't do much. Whereas Awesemo, the freeze can potentially stop, Sizzler from going crazy, could potentially slow down, a Dougie coming through or a Starvin' Marvin coming through. I kind of like this, and he's much slower. And you can't misplay him really, you can misplace him really, but you can't do something wrong with Awesemo. But you can absolutely do something wrong with Murph. So we'll see. BHK versus Kite. I'd have to check the numbers. I think Poison kills BHK most levels, so that kind of makes him less impactful. Although I really like the idea of the freeze ray, especially if you go Starvin' Marvin, you want to go freeze ray. But Poison on, the mecha and stuff like that is going to be potentially important to kill it. So I don't hate that. Also, if you could Poison a decent group, hit a range, and hit Starvin' Marvin when they play it, that's pretty good. Help deal with him quicker. And Kite, Kite's just going to get inkened. Kite's going to get poisoned and killed with Professor Chaos or something like that. It's going to be difficult to get value out of a shield like that when you have stuns and like 3 different freezes. You have damage potential from 3 different units, so you can't really keep Kite alive. BHK potential. I mean, honestly, I would say don't even play that slot, but I would say BHK, if the enemy plays Poison and you have a decent setup, play fucking BHK. There's nothing else that can kill him unless they inkin. And especially if you're on defense, I would say only play him on defense. Even if he does inkin him and kill him, you most likely got some pretty decent boosts on some other units, so you'll probably be pretty far ahead. I like the freeze ray, like I was saying, but I think the poison might be good for finishing off some units, but I think either one there I would also feel pretty comfortable with. Both of them deal with, help. Freeze ray will help you win. Poison will help you not lose, if that makes sense. Professor Chaos is the choice. This is the dumbest fucking slot to have Professor Chaos and Cyborg. If your team picks Cyborg, get the fuck out of there. It would be so fucking stupid to pick Cyborg because 1, Professor Chaos directly counters it. 2, you could get poisoned, directly counters it. 3, Mecha could mind control that unit back, directly counters it. 4, there's no upside to playing fucking Cyborg. So if your team picks Cyborg, check out the Pyro Coalition because we got a fucking team for you. You got to get out of there. Hyperdrive versus Regen. Man, that's a good slot. That's a good choice. You got to go Hyperdrive for the cheapness and just the fact that Hyperdrive Starvin' Marvin, that Starvin' Marvin's looking better and better. But also if you Hyperdrive a Belf that just got locked on to New Kid because of Elf King Bradley, and when they try to play something to stop your Belf, you can Professor Chaos or Sizzle them or something like that, or Inkin or Dar or DSR or whatever. So yeah, I think there's a lot of value to that Hyperdrive. The poison does kind of slightly, or not the poison, the regen kind of slightly counters the poison. So it could be a reason to not run poison and potentially run regen, but I don't think that's a big enough. I think the Hyperdrive 2-cost speed is just can be so impactful, especially when New Kid's so low. If you go Starvin' Marvin, absolutely do the Hyperdrive. Hyperdrive with the oh Jesus, playing Hyperdrive on defense or playing Mackie on defense and then playing Hyperdrive. That Awesemo, that Murph, that Maxie is fucking getting lit up. They're fucking disappearing off the face of this earth because you're gonna have a sped up New Kid doing 120 damage or whatever the fuck it ends up being. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. Plus, you're gonna speed up. I mean, Hyperdrive, especially if you go BHK. BHK getting Hyperdrived, adding a bunch of stacks to people. I like it. I like it. Yeah, hyperdrive for sure. Hyperdrive for sure. All right, we're not going to dilly-dally whatsoever. We're going to get right into this. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I know it's late, but I appreciate you guys stopping in on a Monday night, late as fuck. But we're going to look at the weekly update real quick here. We'll go through this real quick. Oh, I thought I turned off the deck. There it is. We'll go through this real quick. There shouldn't be too much going on, but we'll just double check. So obviously there was an Incan event tonight. If you haven't finished it yet, you're probably not going to finish it, so don't worry about that. But Cupid, Tuesday, Wednesday, if you don't have Cupid level 6, I would try to do it. Cupid is a decent level Team Wars card. I remember one Team Wars where I was going to lose, but I played Cupid mid-light, and he snuck mid real quick, took a bar, and then I end up coming back and winning on overtime. It was sick. Team Wars going through as normal. Raining Cox Chaos. All Cock Magic cards will cost 1 mana point. Wait. Okay, no. Cock Magic will be 1 mana point. But it is in challenge mode. It's only level 2, so what? It only turns 2 people, or is it 2+? So it's 3 people. So that's cool. There's only 1. And all characters that spawn Cox will be 1 level higher. So Coop will be higher, Slave will be higher, and Randy will be higher. That's the only Cox, right? Yeah. So that's an interesting one. I mean, I to an extent I don't like ones like this because it truly locks you into, well, it'll be one of two things. Either it locks you into playing those 4 cards or 5 cards or whatever, or that won't matter. Everybody will ignore that and they'll just do like they'll just play like Goth Kids or something like that. Whatever the meta is for friendly fight levels. But usually the lower energy is enough to make it worth it for sure. And then we have a Sorceress Leanne event. I'll be playing that because that's one of the few epics I do not have level 5 yet. But that's going to be a pretty easy one to get some good points on. Grand Wizard, easy add. Medusa, easy add. Leanne, easy add. Frontier Bradley, not hard to add. Chaos, not hard to add. Ooh, Nymph, Nicole, Pigeon Gang, City Walk. You could do a really cool, Nymph, City Walk kind of deck. Get them boosted up. Catapult, Timmy. No Randy, though. That sucks. Kyla, Drow Elves. Oh, yeah. Fantasy all the way. Stan the Great, Kyle, Catapult, Nymph. I'd probably throw Pigeons in there just to get the extra point. And then, like, the potential Nymph, Nicole, badassery. And then, shit, I'd probably go Sci-Fi. Go Commander Hat for that extra little boost. I'd probably throw Sorceress and Grand Wizard in there. Yeah, I'd definitely go Fantasy. Then from there, you can do whatever. But yeah, this is an easy. Like, this is 4 of these cards are in my deck normally, so. Don't forget, there's the South Park Discord. Don't forget, there's my Discord. All right, let's read some stuff. There have been no major changes or new additions to this game for a long time now. That's just the progression of these games. They don't typically add. At a certain point, it becomes they don't have a large development team anymore because you can't employ a large team for 4 years. You just can't. You employ a large team for a while, get the game built right off the bat. Then you ditch some people for just a support team, and then like a DLC team, basically, for lack of a better word, and And a lot of the times the people working on the code now aren't even the people that made it originally, so they don't really have the wherewithal or the understanding of the code base to really make big changes and add big things. So I would say we probably won't see anything like that. With the exception of Minion Masters, which does 2v2 really well. There's a couple other games like this that have 2v2 mode. It's not very fun. Matchmaking takes forever. Your teammates, I don't know. I don't like that because I feel like you'd have to. Part of the reason this game it does do so well is because matchmaking is so quick. It's so quick compared to other games, unless you're in the top 100, compared to other games, no matter where you are in this game, you get a matchmaking pretty quick. Now, maybe it won't be a fair matchmake, but it'll be a matchmake. New exciting PvE content. Probably won't ever see PvE content. I would love to see like a raid type of thing, but at this point, I don't think something like that's gonna happen. I would say, like, you know, we're lucky to get as many new cards as we get, and as consistent, you know, monthly balance changes as we get. I agree here though. Member berries nerf, bullshit. Still, even if you get 2, it's still brutal. It's so stupid. I think they should remove the damage from it completely, because it's stupid that it can like clear out a couple units and then summon units. It shouldn't do any damage. So you guys are selling the Valentine's box. It's just red with hearts on it, nothing fancy. But yeah, I agree. They should, like, there's just small little things that they could do. Like, show us the fucking box. Let us buy different boxes that we can't get anymore. You know, shit like that. Got me thinking, isn't it supposed to be token? I like it. All right, there's the volleyball. Thanks. Good job, Machete. Oh, is that what it is? Why is it called a legendary box? I don't know. Weekend event has another day to run for some crazy reason. Well, because it's a 4-day event for a legend. I mean, I'm thankful for it, because for 5 accounts, it takes me 4 days. Again, a no event day. Slipknot's such a fucking loser. He's played every day still. I mean, the token collection event was supposed to be token. Okay. How about adding a level 26? Nah, I don't like it. Or Platinum League above gold. I agree to that, though. I think gold should be limited to a certain amount of teams, not an arbitrary number of crowns that you will always go upward eventually. Buff Mary Jane Randy. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't have enough health. But like the taunt from the thing is, it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't have a lot of health, because the idea is like, oh, if he's in trouble, you know, get taunted and potentially heal him or something like that, you know. So I like that he's where he's at. I think I'd rather him be more of a nuanced unit than just like a dumb as shit, anybody can play him really well card. The game was not fun when people were running around with Call Girl Randy level 4 decks and just absolutely demolishing you because he was so fucking good. I hated that. Tension Yubi, especially when Frontier was good too, and Randy or Mary Jane Randy had that really long range, and then Frontier was just, oh man, it was tough. Can you please add the wizard outfit, solo path, make the only sorcerer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get that. I think there should be outfits and stuff like that. Like, outfits and stuff is so easy to do. They should just have a new one every month, you know? You did not know the game. The mechanics is always the same. New card OP, then let the pay to win spend money. Little nerf. This was, I mean, that's just not true. Like, they've shown time and time again that that's not what they do every time. Because there have been cards that are absolute dog shit at release. Absolute dog shit at release. Shelly was fucking terrible. Mayor was pretty shit when she came out. Like, there are cards that are just bad. No one ever says anything about that, but they always remember, oh, these cards were OP. Archangel Bradley was pretty shit. Some of the last, how many cards have been kind of shit? Changeling was meh. Not terrible, but meh. Did not see that coming. The people who spend money sadly lack skills, so they need free-to-play people to win easily. Feel that they actually can play the game, but that's not the truth. I mean, I do not intend to insult anyone, but we have seen the recent reset. At the beginning, only gold teams were on matchmaking, and obvious that we teams have communication between us. And with the help of one page I'm not going to name, the teams are supposed to be top. Well, there was not top at all. Yeah, for sure. We see people with high elo making 20 points or less in TVT. Yep. Same result, keep going until the silver team's more, yep. They should reset it, I think, yeah. Wood player cannot face a gold player, but in reality, the same as always in this game. I mean, look at the last TVT of Swag Boy. Face 6.5 player, yeah. I mean, that's just... Can't really do anything about that. I watched a long time and never see him abuse on the country. You hold back the arsenal you have and just play with the lower characters. And I'm not going to brag that I'm the best player, just decent player 25 since the reset. Been on playing teams, most of them top. What are you talking about? Since yesterday, I'm actually top 10. This game needs to change or else it's going to die. I mean, People have been saying that for a really long time. The fact is, this game is not going anywhere anytime soon. There is far too many people that play it. And when you look at these other games that I play that are still alive, that don't have barely any support, takes 5 minutes to get a fucking match because nobody plays the game, and those games are still around, I don't think we have any worry of this game disappearing anytime soon. Even if they stop supporting it and stop doing new stuff and stop doing balance changes and they're just like, okay, we're done, like, they will still leave the game on because you can still spend an exorbitant amount of money in this game. You just recycle events, set it on like a monthly cycle or something like that, have one person keep track of it in case it crashes, and then just soak in the ad revenue. We'll keep fucking playing it, man. It's a good game. There's a lot of competition still. People will leave, people will stop playing, but for every 5 people that leave, 10 more people start to play. And when they see gaps in the leaderboard, you know, because people have left, they're like, okay, I have a, you know, I can fucking make it. I can make it that high. These guys aren't that much better than me, you know. They're not OGs with max accounts anymore. But yeah, I agree. They should add something. A little something. I think what they need is another shop that you can trade in your level 7 cards for and get other cards. Stop adding new cards that won't be useful for several years. I mean, that's gonna happen. I don't know how they choose what's legendary or not. I don't know. Actual levels and friendly fights. Agree there. Fix team wars. Same team wars every week for 5 weeks. I'm not sure what that means. Same teams every week. Oh, I see. Because it's like Viva La Stoners, Empire Awakens, and then the top 3. 2v2 matches. Boring. Everybody thinks that's gonna be fun. It's really not as fun as you think it's gonna be. More single player modes. I agree there. They could do more of that. Some sort of survival mode, raid mode, stuff like that. 3 theme deck possibilities. I just don't know how you do it. I guess what you do is you could only have it available in challenge mode. And then you would have like a 6th deck slot that would be like your challenge mode slot where you wouldn't have theme restrictions. So then in challenge mode, you wouldn't be locked into the themes. I think that would be really cool. Increase new kid level limits. I disagree. Increase card level limits. I disagree. There should just be other stuff instead of doing that because they have it so well balanced now. They should just add some other nuance like equipment or something like that. New themes. No, I don't like that. Go ask Clash Royale developers. They have options like this to retain their player base and it's similar to your game. So this shouldn't be out of realm. I mean, what do you mean options like this? What options? They have 2v2, sure. More single player modes? I have no idea what they have available, probably. But Clash Royale is fucking lame. Get your team together. It's probably 2 people, bro. Retain your long-term players. What are you talking about? Retain your long-term players? We've been playing for 4 fucking years already. They have retained their long-term players. They have succeeded. 4 years for people to play one game is fucking bonkers. That's bonkers. That's more time than most people play Call of Duty games. That's more time than anybody played Destiny 1 because it didn't even last that long. It's more, I mean, a lot of people stopped playing Destiny 2 before 4 years. Actually, this might not even be at 4 years yet. Alexa, when did Destiny 2 come out? (2017). Okay, so it's been like 5 years, yeah. So Destiny 2 came out a little bit before this. No, actually, it would have been about the same time because, yeah, it would have been like about the same time because I'm pretty sure South Park was released, what, November 2017? Because we're on year 5 technically. Year 4 of Team Wars, but year 5 of South Park because the first year there wasn't Team Wars. That makes sense. Anyway, let's get out of here. It is 1 o'clock for me. And I still have 4 matches to win on one of my alt accounts. So if you see me in the wild, throw me a bone, homies. Throw me a boner. Throw me a boner, please. Please. All right, we'll see you guys. Appreciate you. Catch this on YouTube if you missed anything. And if you want to just, you know, throw that like, throw that subscribe. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway for a South Park t-shirt. South Park Phone Destroyer t-shirt, one officially from Red Link. So make sure if you haven't already, you subscribe. It means a lot. And if you watch this whole thing to the end, if you're watching this right now on YouTube, I don't think anyone will. Not a single person will. But if you are, you owe it to me to hit that fucking subscribe button. Okay? Okay. Okay, Pumpkin? All right. We'll see you guys.